Yo, what's up? What's happening? What it is, ho? What's up? Can a nigga get some cut? It's another episode of Figure It Out with your favorite artist, creative, yoga instructor, producer, singer, freestyle rapper, lover, veteran, all that stuff. The greatest of all time. ForrestJob, that's me. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Yo, in this episode, I'm going to cover. We're gonna cover the summary of chapter 2 of Artist Way. I'm also gonna knock out some second quarter goals, and then, um, well, you know what? The summary is gonna like cover some of the things I need to talk about. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So I've been slacking on the Artist Way, slacking with a lot of other stuff. Well, not purposely. Like sometimes I just don't feel like doing this shit because it's just me, and I'll be doing so many other things as well. But then also I've been doing Bufo. So I've done 4 rounds of Bufo since we last spoke, and then on Monday I'm supposed to do combo. So I know it's gonna suck, but we gonna knock that thing out, baby, so I can get deeper into my healing journey. But all right, so Chapter 2 of The Artist Way is recovering a sense of identity. So, this chapter focuses on reclaiming your authentic, creative self by recognizing how others' opinions, judgments, and uh, projections have shaped or blocked your identity as an artist. Cameron introduces, as the author, the idea that people around us often unconsciously discourage our creativity out of fear, jealousy, or misunderstanding. These people are called poisonous playmates or crazy makers. Those who disrupt your focus, demand your energy, and subtly sabotage your progress. Your goal of this week is to strengthen your creative boundaries, own your desires, and separate your true identity from the false roles others may have placed on you. Key themes are protecting your creative space from draining influences, listening to your inner artist voice over outside criticism, letting go of past identities that no longer serve your evolution, realizing how much energy gets lost trying to please others. All right. So, bam, that's very, very needed, especially the events that have happened the last few weeks. So, let me see, we get into the assignment. So, the morning pages, um, I've been bullshit on the morning pages. I wrote something a little bit, but like I said, this next chapter, I'm going to make an effort to write a little bit more. My artist date. Take yourself on a solo creative adventure. It can be simple, whatever. No phones, no companions. We didn't really do that shit. But you know what came close? Was one of the homies from church. We went up. We did a kind of an exercise thing or fitness thing where we went up all these damn steps to the top of this hill at Puerto Vallarta, this really high point. It was some great exercise because it got my breath work up, my thighs like burning, and I got to get a good workout in. Um, or I can count like I went for a jog the other day. My body was like, "What the fuck?" I was by myself. I did have my phone. I was listening to music, so whatever. Let me see. List my crazy makers. All right, identify. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. All right. Identify the people in your life who drain your time and energy and create chaos that blocks your creativity. Well, I had to get that motherfucker about the paint. Good old Himothy, Mr. Sherman. Hey, it be what it be, man. I would say nothing personal, but personal. I mean, I'd be bullshit if I didn't say it was personal. Just cause. All right, so like I said, this is the artist that rapped on "Listen," which you can no longer find on streaming platforms. I'm trying to think if I even deleted the version that I put out on SoundCloud. Uh, yeah. Uh, it started out with some disagreements. It started out early. It started like where, um, well, the first thing was he didn't believe in the song. He didn't believe in the song at all because it was just the whole, wait, wait to really push it, promote all out the stuff like that. And then after Priscilla passed away, I was like, fuck this shit. We putting this song out because the world needs to hear it. And he was like, oh, I don't really believe in my verse, all this yada yada yada. This little, it's like, man, this is a hit. This is a hit. And so there was that. And then I had my web series called Screw the Bible, and I prayed on there. And he was like, "What are you doing? You praying?" Because on the whole. Uh, is it Will Donahue? Yeah, Will Donahue, all that them enlightened motherfuckers and shit like that. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, this is my web series. I do what the fuck I want. And just like it just became a lot of creative differences, a lot. And it's like one thing I will say, that I had to use the very word that he was using to, well, mainly came from like women. I'm like, I wouldn't mind, helping out, getting them out the streets and shit like that. He was like, oh, you can't want it more than them and shit. I'm like, I know this. But at the same time, I seem to have wanted more for this song or more to, I guess, help him than he wanted for himself. Because, like, I think that's a big reason why, I fell for that Timberland scam and submitting the song and then him not seeing the vision. So I'm like, all right. And then like, you know what? I'm not finna call this nigga Himothy. Fuck that. Sherman. There we go. Talking to you, nigga. So basically like Sherman trying to tell me how I should feel about that situation with Timberland. I'm like, how the fuck you gonna tell me how to feel? I'm the master of my feelings. I'm gonna feel how I want to. Because in the end, it all is supposed to happen. Everything happens exactly when and how it's supposed to. I was supposed to go through that situation with Timberland. I was supposed to, feel those feelings. And so, um, it was a bunch of like conflict and stuff like that. I was getting triggered and shit. I'm like, you know what? Let me back away for a while. And so then there was one day when I thought I was damn near having a heart attack. I thought I would die. So I was like, you know what? Let me reach out to this nigga and see, if things cool. So, you know, talked it out. I thought everything was cool. Um, and then he goes to South by Southwest and comes back, and then it's on this super things need to be structured shit with art. And I'm like, cool, that works for you, nigga. But me, like, just because you never had any structure in your life and your career is not where you think it should be because you've been this motherfucker all this time and you're only at a certain level, um, and let me get out the shit. I really, yeah, I was hitting the jack. I was like, nigga, you 38 and you at this level, like almost the whole, yeah, yeah, with Jay and Nas, like, what you, what you been in at 10 something like been in a 5, smart up Nas, like that's one album every 10-year classic. That's lame. Oh man, but it's like, how you gonna lecture me about this shit? This art shit, there's no rules. And then basically I need to keep it short, but basically where I was pretty much done with it and finished is where he was all like, one, he was talking about his rollout plan and it didn't include listen. And by this time I'm starting to put money behind it and ads on Instagram. Am I, oh, I'm not finna carry this load by myself. No, this is not how this is gonna work. And I'm like, so there was that. And then him trying to be like, oh, well, you need to have structure and this and that. These songs need to be more structured and hook and verse and this. I was like, well, then I eventually, after the back and forth and shit like that, I was like, well, nigga, well, then what do you suggest? You need to know the business is a music business. And I'm like, well, what are your suggestions, nigga? Because that's when it gets to the point of, oh, you're that's my thing. Like, if you're going to if you're going to tell people what they should be doing, then come at them with some suggestions. Because this is how I know a lot of these motherfuckers in this art game. Yeah, I'm getting charged up because it needs to be said. These motherfuckers ain't never led anybody. They could barely lead themselves. They never led nobody. They never managed personnel. They never had to deal with soldiers. They never had to deal with the be responsible for another person. Then not only you got to deal with that person, you got to deal with that person's family and be responsible for their health and welfare. And that's how I operate with my art. But motherfucker, what the fuck you gonna tell me when you ain't never led nobody? When you've never led somebody to greatness? When nobody has surpassed you because of your greatness. And it's the same thing I apply to in artillery, where one of my old soldiers, he took over my section after I left, and he took them and got them Top Gun. I attribute that to my leadership and coaching and mentoring. So that's why it's like that's why when it comes to art and shit, I keep my circle small. I keep my circle tight. Um, and the only ones that I'll take, like I'll listen to your story and pick up certain things along the way. But if you want to like come in and tell me what I need to be or suggest, like, don't tell me what to do. But if you've been in the game longer, you've got a lot more success. And I don't even want to put it like that. Basically, wherever you are in your journey, if you got something to say, come with some suggestions as well. Oh, have you tried this? Have you looked into this? Hey, I did this and this helped out. Maybe something you might want to try. But motherfuckers, you gonna tell somebody what they should be doing, and then you don't come with the suggestions. I'll be like, suck my dick. Like, shut up. And so it was that, and yeah, once again, coming up with a rollout, and I'm like, bro, I gave you a hit. I gave you a hit. Like I said, it's another beat that I gave my cousin to. I gave him a hit, and he just taking a sweet time. So I'm like, you know what? I'll get these shits to motherfuckers ready to work. So shout out to Trends. We got a project we working on. I give him a lot more grace because him and I have been in the trenches a little bit more with each other in Atlanta. He's tattooed me like we. It was more of a it was more balance. And he's got a family and all that stuff that you gotta take care of. So I give him a little bit more grace. But fucking Sherman over there talking about, oh, I want to take care of my son, this and that and that. And I'm like, nigga, or like the whole, oh, I've been in the wars too. Fucking slept in the bando for 4 nights or whatever. I'm like, nigga, I slept on the floor in Iraq. Like, I respect your story, I respect your journey, but there's levels to this shit, nigga. It's levels. So I got all that out. There we go. All right. So bam, affirmations. Write affirmations like I am brilliant. I am expressive. Man, whatever. I'm the greatest artist of all time. Fuck all that shit. All right. Letters to your sensors. Write a letter to your critical voice in your head. Your sensor. Name it. Describe it. How it talks, and begin to disarm. Man, sensor. Man, shut up. Just shut up. Like that sensor is my sensor is on life support. The deeper I get with this bufo, that sensor is like, I feel like the sensor is gonna be like after this combo. So yeah. All right. Let me see. Take stock of your identity. Make a list of roles and others that others have assigned to you. Responsible one, the quiet one, the black sheep. Which keep or let go. Like, nobody assigned anything else to me. No, nobody's assigning anything. I'm assigning roles to myself. My role of being the greatest artist of all time. That's the only role that I give a fuck about. Anything less than that? No. Maybe some things that people say nice about, like anybody, he's a great friend, companion, lover, motivator, coach, teacher, mentor. Yeah, I'll take that. But anything else, like, nah. I think one of the questions too had like, how do you spend your time or something like that? Like, eat, sleep, shit, creating, clean myself, stuff like that. That's it. I look forward to my little fine thing, my little escort friend. Like, she gone, I miss her. Oh man, I ate her out too. I caught feelings for the escort. Hey, this money gonna start rolling, so I get her off these streets. But All right, so the second quarter goal, and I'm gonna wrap this up. Is we got I'm getting a new phone, internet, and gonna start streaming video games, just basically Call of Duty. I got an assistant, so hired her. She's gonna help me get those things, get my immigration together, um, start filming some more stuff, content, and then what else? I plan on getting a bass guitar, and this is the month I bring in money because I'm like not chasing it, but it's gonna come to me. Like my Cash App is out in too many places, my PayPal's out in too many places. Somebody is going to. It's like I said, I'm rewatching Breaking Bad, and when Walt Jr. came up, or he called himself Flynn, he came up with that website to bring in money for Walt's treatment, and of course Walt was money laundering, but still, the fact that he boy didn't know where that money was coming from, and that's how I want it for myself. I'm not chasing this shit. I'm not putting it. I'm not working. All I'm doing is creating. That's it. I'm gonna be my. I'm planting so many seeds, and just continue to bless people out here. Um, is there anything else? I need to put on wax. I'm claiming it, man. I'm gonna have me a girlfriend this month because this single shit. I'm done with it. Um, Start out with one, and then eventually, have two. I think I can maybe play around with three. We'll see. Um, do I want to do this on Handsome Artist Dating Stories or nah? I had this. We'll see. It might be this month or next month, but and I could think it could probably be under Artist Day. So basically, I want to push the boundaries. I want to experiment with my sexuality. Um, just because I out of curiosity, that's a bar, but I want to do to suck my dick and I want to fuck one. I was looking on uh, the same page I got my one escort from, and the prices were a little bit higher than with the women. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, the demand is higher. Okay, I got it. So I want to knock off a dude and then a trans chick, and it was like during my bufo experiences, I just imagining myself just piping one down. So yeah, I'm just with all this healing, I feel like I am merging all the parts of me so that I can be this superhuman, and I've got to accept all the parts of me. So there's that. If there's anything else, you know what, we can kind of do it in the next episode. But that has been um another episode of Figured It Out. If you're an artist and you want to holler at me about what you need to figure out with your art journey, just hit me up in the comments. My contact information is on there, and y'all be great. Just keep creating, keep creating, keep creating, keep creating. Put more of yourself into your art. And once again, and lastly, yo, motherfuckers like Sherman, yo, if you're going to give suggestions, if you're going to try to offer guidance, no, if you're going to try to offer guidance to tell somebody, oh, they need to be structured or do this or that. Oh yeah, my bad. That's what I remember. Where I was officially done when he was like, oh well, can we just talk about other things other than music and business and stuff? I was like, what the? Nah, nigga, we're talking about all this shit. I was like, I don't feel. I was all like, you know what? Then we just don't need to be talking. Then we just don't need to have a friendship. We don't need to. We don't. Because you got to accept me, flaws and all. And yeah, there was that. So if you want to be in somebody's life and offer, if you got 2 cents, make sure you got some suggestions that go along with that. So that's it. Y'all be great. Peace.